Go and grab your Bewear merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson back on Toxic Gaming today with our Week 8 Pokemon Premier League team builder and stuff for Eric, aka Nakai of the AS Rowlet. We're doing Week 8 here real quick. So if you are, just before we start off with this and everything, if you are new to the PPL stuff on the channel, or you're new to the channel as a whole, there's a whole playlist so you can catch everything from this week, from this league, team builders, and games that have gone up until this week, and a lot of other league stuff going on all at the same time. You can do all of that type of things in playlists so you can be caught up. But first off, before we get into our team, we're going up against Eric, which you can see his team now on screen and everything. He has the Mew, which is his Super Z user, Zygarde 10%, Zygarde Doggo with his Z as another offensive Z user, Thundurus Eye, Mega Gyarados, Infernape, his other Z user, Komala, or offensive Z user, Komala, Ferrothorn, and Gramble. Really a small team in comparison to all the other teams on in the PPL, just with a lot of good shit. Like, Mew by itself is a hell of a good mon in draft format because of how it can literally fit any role and you need it to. Zygarde 10, the dog Zygarde, coming out to become one of the better dragon and ground types, already above Flygon in terms of simply being able to do things in league format. Thundee Eye, I always like, just by, like, with speed tiers and stuff being so crucial, it can literally just shut down some speed tiers and some bonds if you're trying to creep and everything. Mega Gyarados isn't used that much, and I kind of wish it was. It's pretty good. That's the really kind of thing. Infernape's always good. Komala is decent. Like, it's a weird little niche thing that Komala can do. Ferrothorn's always alright. And then Gramble is really, he needed a fairy type, and it was probably the better fairy on his list to get for only 6 million. But without anything else going on, we'll just go right into our team. As you can see, Mojo Raleigh, our Charizard on screen. You can see something probably a little weird. We have our Charizard X and everything with Dragon Claw, Flamethrower, Thunder Punch, Roost, 140 in HP, 252 in attack, 4 in defense, 4 in special attack, and then 108 in speed with a naive nature. Basically, the whole deal with this Charizard is the fact of Dragon Claw and Thunder Punch are kind of needed for coverage due to Mega Gyarados being there. We can hit Mega Gyarados with Dragon Stab, but if we could, like, catch it coming in and hit it with the Thunder Punch and all of a sudden just blow it out of the water when it's still a regular Gyarados, that would be great. But, that's kind of, like, that'd be really why we have Thunder Punch. It also hits Thundee Eye, I believe, for super effective still. It allows us just to hit those two main threats really hard. Dragon takes care of everything else except for Gramble, which Flamethrower would be really for Gramble, as Gramble is more on the physically defensive side, and with having Intimidate, that's what I feel like he would bring for Zard X. Probably Intimidate Mega Gyarados, or regular Gyarados going into Mega Gyarados. So I didn't see a good need to set up with Charizard this week. I felt like just the 3 attacks Roost would be best, as we can just do consistent damage. And then the reason for Flamethrower over something like Fire Punch, Flame Charge, or Flare Blitz is simply because of Ferrothorn. Because I know this from having Ferrothorn in the MPL, the Major Pokemon League. Go ahead and watch all those videos. But I know this from Ferrothorn is that if you're facing an offensive team with really good physical attackers that will hit you, like that will, like, make physical contact according to the game. Even some physical moves don't make physical contact, but that's dumb. But if they will, you have Ferrothorn, you can run the Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs Ferrothorn, and it does, I believe, almost like 25% damage back to them if they hit you with anything. And with Zard having Flare Blitz, I'm already taking recoil from that. I would take recoil damage from the Iron Barbs and from the Rocky Helmet, potentially 2-KOing myself trying to kill Ferrothorn, or potentially bringing myself under half, then getting revenge killed just trying to kill Ferrothorn. So instead, Mega Charizard, even though you can't see it on your screen exactly, Mega Charizard's special attack is 130. It's the exact same as his base attack of 130. The reason people go offensive more is because Tough Claws boost your contact-making moves. So it seems like his attack is so much higher than his special attack, when really they're the exact same, and I don't need any, like, really special attack investment to one-shot a Ferrothorn. If he's Akaberry, you know, he can take 2, but he's really not doing much to me. I don't know what that weird black thing was. But that's really why I have Flamethrower on Zard. A little different, but I really am doing it for Ferrothorn. Next, we're going with Kane, our Scizor, with Akaberry, with Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, Roost, and Defog, 236 in HP, 252 Adamant in attack, and then 20 in speed. Basically, the 20 in speed is, again, for speed creep reasons, and I think because Komala is is pretty slow, Granbull's really fucking slow, so he may try to speed creep and invest his Scizor with Granbull. So if we can invest a little bit more than usual, that's kind of what I was going for. Bullet Punch is really just an overall good move just to have against this team, as like some of his really fast things, like the Infernape and Thundurus, Infernape, Thundurus, and Zygarde 10 aren't very bulky at all, so being able to get them low with something and then pick them off with Bullet Punch would be really nice. I was really tempted to put Superpower here instead of Bug Bite because of Ferrothorn being an easy switch in for against Scizor. But I felt like Mew was such a problem against my team, and the fact that Mew is so good that I needed Bug Bite, and then I still hit Ferrothorn neutral. It was like either I go Superpower, hit Ferrothorn super effectively, but lowering my stats, and Mew to resist it, or hit Mew super effectively and hit the Ferrothorn neutral. So that's kind of what I was deciding to go with. The other one in the equation for that, the other Mon to think of was Mega Gyarados, but I hit him super effectively with both of those things. That's fine. Infernape really can kind of deal with Scizor, but it's the fact that I don't really want to have to bring Scizor again in against Infernape unless I have to sack it off, or if I can get one last Bullet Punch. But really, Defog again, because he has both Ferrothorn and Infernape and Mew, 3 really decent rock setters, then I need Defog on at least one Mon, and we decided to pick Scizor this week. Roost for recovery, as we're more bulky offense Scizor than anything. Next we have Jolteon with Life Orb, Jushin on Jolteon, with Agility, Baton Pass, Thunderbolt, what the fuck is that? Thunderbolt, and Hidden Power Ice, 68 in HP, 48 in defense, 252 in special attack, and then 140 in speed with the Timid Nature. Basically, this speed tier, I believe, allows me to outspeed Zygarde 10, his fastest thing, which is base 115, and that's why I have the Hidden Power Ice as well. Usually, I didn't really feel like Hidden Power Ice would be great against him, as he has the Mega Gyarados, the Mew that can switch in on literally anything Jolteon wants to do, the Infernape, the Ferrothorn, AV, Komala. Hidden Power Ice just isn't doing enough damage to those. It does alright to Thundurus, but not nearly as much as Thunderbolt will. It's just the fact that he has Zygarde 10 and quad weakness to it is why I'm bringing it. And then the Agility Pass thing, I want to be able to pass in. If I can pass into Charizard, I feel Charizard wins. Because if I get to +2 into Charizard, the coverage combined with Roost should allow Zard to just win. As far as the EV spread goes, it seems a little weird, and I didn't do many calcs to really get the ideal E-speed, or the ideal EV spread. The thing was, though, as I'll show you here, if I put it all on HP, I go to 155 HP stat. Well, Life Orb takes away 10% of your HP every time you attack, and so it'll do these first 2 numbers of 15 damage every time I attack with Thunderbolt. So my idea was, if I can drop it down to 149, I still have a maximized number of HP, it'll only take 14 damage this time, it might leave me on 1. That's the thing, is where I might be able to hit with an attack, and then I'm left on 1 HP due to Life Orb, and if I killed, then I get 1 more free attack, and I threw the rest in defense, as he did have the more physical threats to Jolteon, being like Scarf Infernape, Komala, Granbull, potentially, and Zygarde. But it was basically, I was doing that for the Life Orb, because I didn't really know that much about Life Orb, that it did exactly that. I never put 2 and 2 together with the math. But once I started doing that, I saw that the potential of living on 1 after a kill and getting damage on something else is huge. Especially for a fast Mon like Jolteon. If we could Agility Pass into anything else even further on the team, that'd be great too. But really, our main goal for Agility Passing is in a Zard. Next, we're running Sis Abigail with the Psyche MZ or Gardevoir, with Moonblast, Focus Blast, Hypnosis, and Shadow Ball, 28 in HP, 248 Modest, and I don't know why that's 248 anymore, but 248 Modest and Special Attack, and then 232 in Speed. I think I put the extra in Speed, maybe? I don't remember. I can't remember exactly why I did it like this, because it should be 244 and then 4 like here. But anyway, basically this is the same Z Hypnosis Gardevoir that we had before against Jim, and with different coverage. I didn't feel like I needed really psychic coverage right here, because I wanted to. I looked at his team, and I didn't want to give a free switch into Mega Gyarados at all, because he outspeeds me. I think by like at least his speed is like 89. I feel like, or something. After Mega Evolving, let me. I can look it up here real quick. But I really just didn't want to give any type of free switch into that, even though I could hit what's it called, like Infernape it super effectively. But I could still hit Infernape neutrally with Moonblast, with Shadow Ball, or I believe neutrally with Focus Blast or Resistant Focus Blast. And it still did a decent amount of damage. Yeah, Mega Gyarados' base 81, so he could EV a max speed Gyarados and outspeed my Gardevoir easily, or so that he could do that, and basically just outspeed and revenge kill me, come in and hit me hard with a crunch, something like that. So I didn't want to have that happen on Gardevoir, so I decided not to go Psychic move this time, so we just have the Z Hypnosis, trying to do what we did last time, a 60% accurate Z move and boost our speed. And then really Gardevoir with Moonblast, Focus Blast, and Shadow Ball does a good amount to the rest of his team. Gramble is kind of the thing that comes in against Gardevoir a little bit, but we just cook Shadow Ball against it. Komala is the reason I packed Focus Blast and really instead of any other move, is because if Komala, like AV Komala comes in, he could just stop our Gardevoir dead in its tracks. With Ferrothorn also with Focus Blast or hitting neutrally with Shadow Ball is fine. Thundee, we click Moonblast. Zygarde, we click Moonblast. And Mew is why I have the Shadow Ball as well. So Gardevoir has a decent amount of coverage for everything to hit everything neutrally. And then if we get to the +1 speed, that's the ideal thing. And hopefully Gardevoir will do like it did against Jim, take 3 Mons or plus down with it, and if it goes down at all. And then at that fact, just letting something else win the game. Next, we kind of have the meme on the team, I guess you could call it. I think it's a meme, but I guess some other people don't. But we have We the People, our Braviary with Sharp Beak and Sheer Force, with Brave Bird, Heat Wave, Superpower, and Roost. Yes, you heard me right, Heat Wave. With 92 in HP, 252 in attack, and then 164 in speed with a hasty nature. And the whole thing with Braviary here, I looked against his team, and he had 2 different switch-ins that I saw for if he sees Braviary. He really only has 2 Mons that can switch in, being Ferrothorn and Granbull. Both of those are not great on the special side. Or Granbull not being great on the special side, and Ferrothorn completely not liking fire moves. I was like, okay, what could Braviary get? Maybe to surprise 2-hit KO something, whatever. And Heat Wave was the option, and I believe it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO on Ferrothorn. I believe it drops him down to like 80%, I think, without the berry and without any special attack investment. It's some weird calc where it's still a 2-hit KO, but it's the fact of popping that Aqua Berry early with someone like Braviary, and then holding Zard in the back still allows Zard to just basically cancel Ferrothorn's day. So like, I'd almost want to click the Heat Wave kind of earlier on a predictive Ferro switch and pop his berry early, or if I happen to Bug Bite it early before that with Scizor, then that's even better. But then Superpower Brave Bird covers basically everything else. Brave Bird is just so good to have bird spam on a team, and on a team like Eric said, really the bulkier things are Mew, Ferrothorn, Granbull, kind of Komala, and Mega Gyarados can be made bulky, but since it loses Intimidate when it Mega Evolves, it's not as bulky as regular Gyarados, so being able just to have a move you can kind of just spam with Brave Bird is really nice in my opinion. And I believe this Brave Bird, if he is like a more bulkier, max HP, mixed bulk Mew, we get 2-hit KO with Brave Bird and Sharp Beak. So that's kind of what I wanted to go for. I really was tempted Defiant. There was a point in me that really wanted to do Defiant because of Granbull and Mega Gyarados, but I felt like the little extra Sheer Force boost to Heat Wave was needed to be able to really do things to Ferrothorn and basically cancel Ferrothorn from being a stop to Braviary anymore. So I ran the gamble that maybe he won't bring both Intimidate users this match, but we're going to see what's going to happen. Then finally we have Yes It Is, our Doug Trio, with Choice Bandit, Arena Trap, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Sucker Punch, and Memento, with 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and then 252 in Jolly. Basic Doug Trio, Jolly nature, not 252 in Jolly. But really, we're here to trap Infernape, and it's the fact of, if Infernape kills something, and with anything probably barred a U-turn. And his choice, Dugtrio comes in and gets a kill. Now, if he's choice Scarfed, that's going to be kind of an issue. It was literally to me a coin toss between Choice Band and Choice Scarf. I felt like Band was needed for a little bit more power to if I have to trap something like Mew and try to kill it, if I have to trap Komawa, if I have to trap Mega Gyarados. I felt like I needed that little bit of power that Dugtrio could do for that, more than I needed to outspeed Infernape. A Scarf Infernape, because I felt like I could kind of deal with Scarf Infernape with other things. I felt like Zard would be bulky enough to take one hit from it. Gardevoir could take almost any one hit from it. Jolteon can't take a hit really unless I'm at full. And then Braviary can take any fighting move he really wants to have. Scizor can take any fighting move he wants to click. Like, it was the point of, I really was debating between the two, and I felt Banded was needed more. Do the heavy damage so that other things can pick off later. And if we can trap the Infernape and he's not Scarfed, by all means, we're killing an Infernape. That's really what Dugtrio's here for. And I did the max speed, even though his max Speedmon is Zygarde, just in case so we don't get burned like we did against Raikou with a setup Speedmon, with something that's weird, or an agility passing Mew into Komawa or some bullshit. So I didn't really know what Eric was going to do for that, so I just wanted to go max, really not have to worry about too much with Dugtrio, just have him be the one role that Dugtrio needs to be. Memento, just because it's memes, and it's Memento, and then Sucker Punch in case we come up against where we know something's faster than us, we can quick Sucker Punch twice. I think a Banded Sucker Punch on anything but Infernape will 2-hit KO, especially if we end up living it. So that's kind of what we're going with. But that's our team against Eric this week. The battle will be coming out tomorrow, so be watch out for that. Go ahead and check out his side, his team builder and stuff, everything that he's doing for this battle and for all his other stuff, because Eric's a cool dude. Links and everything are for him are down below, as well as all the other coaches in the PPL D1 and D2. There's a link to the Discord server down there to become a fan of the Chicago Bewears and such and support us. We're not doing too hot right now. We had a little bit of a good win, and then we came back to where apparently we were supposed to be with losing, and so we've been told we're supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be here. So let's get back up in this. So thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.